This is the Voiceover Gurus Podcast. Real talk about the voiceover industry with your hosts, Linda Bruno and JJ Wilson.
Yes.
And action.
The show must go on.
Hi. No, what do you mean? It just started.
Now the show has started, but
It has. Well, thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next time.
So you don't have any AC. You look a little shiny.
Thank you. It's not something I hear often. Well, I have to admit, I did have an hour between stuff, and we bought a little pretty bench with a storage flap on it. And, it was very old fashioned, solid oak for $20 at a garage sale the other day. So I was taking it apart.
Oh, that's relaxing.
What in the world was that? No, it's really not, because it was put together like 40 years ago. And when you take the screws out, your arm gets twisted off, and I don't know who built this, but anyway, he did a very good job.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm alcoholing it and getting all the years off it. Then I have to sand each piece, paint it, and somehow, with Janine's help, get the puzzle back together again.
You had me at alcoholing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So
welcome back.
I thank you. Welcome back. I want to talk very quickly first about, like, for instance, what's the coolest gig you've ever done, or one of them?
Cool gig. You mean like the client was cool?
No, like the idea of the spot or whatever it was you were doing was cool.
I mean, I enjoyed working for the David Letterman show, doing some.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really cool. I only did it once, but to go into the city and go to the studio and sit there in the production space with the other voice talent that were also doing sessions it was for comedy bits. So we were just voices on their comedy bits, but I thought that was pretty darn cool. But the actual thing itself was just pretty straightforward. Like,
gotcha. Yeah.
So what
content wise? Well, I did this thing the other day that was just really out of left field, and something in my 35, 40 years have never even thought of doing, but here I was. And this guy I used to work with 30 years ago. We've been working together ever since. He made a lot of money doing the armed forces and stuff like that. And his son drew the design of his house in South Carolina, 14,000 square feet. And when you go down the elevator to the basement, it's like, I don't know, 250 feet of cobblestone road, real cobblestone road.
Oh my gosh, it must be beautiful.
He had a diner,
a
working diner with milkshake machines, Coke machines, a stove, the whole bit. Wow. He had a candy store, a toy store, a Halloween store, a 30-person movie theater, and street lights and old bicycles. It was just the coolest thing you've ever seen. Wow. So he got tired of this business, and he decided to start doing that for other very, 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 very rich people.
That's so cool.
So this couple wanted their deck redesigned, and they live somewhere in Florida with a Hawaiian theme. So they said, we want 2 masks, like tiki masks. And they're about, a foot and a half tall by 8 or 12 inches wide, whatever. And one of them has a head like a pineapple. It's all hand carved and everything. Then they went to Disney and said, please make these animatronic. And so their mouths move. They've got sensors that when one of their guests comes over to the deck and walks past them, they start talking to each other. And I got to do both voices of these things.
Fantastic.
And he gave me some creative license. At first, the names, I thought just, it could have been more Hawaiian-ish. So I called one of them Mookie Mookie and the other one Kapua instead of Frank and Tony or whatever it was. I don't know. And he goes, oh my God, that's great. I love that. And so one guy was like this, he was kind of nasty. Mookie Mookie, get over here, And Kapua was kind of dumb. And he pitched it up a little bit and then put Hawaiian music under. And the finished product was just absolutely astounding.
Shame you can't play it for us.
Yeah.
Why don't you send it to me and I can pop it at the end of the podcast?
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
We'll do
But
that.
that was a fun gig. I got to do a little bit of rewriting and, taking out we go to bed now instead of we're going to go to bed now. I said, we go to bed now. Mookie,
Oh,
Mookie.
fun.
You shut up, Mookie Mookie. You have head like coconut. So anyway, that was just a fun gig I did last week. But
That sounds fun. Yeah.
it was. It was
So
fun.
that's what you mean. Fun, unusual. Well, I mean, working for the Comedy Network is really fun.
Oh, yeah, I bet it is.
So
But they hate me.
they don't hate you. They don't hate you. They have a guy who sounds like you,
Oh, really?
and he's on their staff. He's the main dude.
Gotcha.
He's the main dude. He does
Gotcha.
all the character voices and everything, but that's
Yep.
okay.
That does happen when they say, I have somebody who's similar sounding to you. And I'm
Yep.
okay.
Yep. I had that happen with an agent that you recommended me to.
Yes. I've had that happen with agents before too.
Sorry.
Somebody who sounds just like you. No, you don't.
Mhm. Yeah. Just too many like you. I'm like, okay, thanks. Have a nice
Okay,
day. I walked
thanks.
away with my. So
Okay,
speaking of agents, I wanted to mention a company that I had experiences with years ago, and a student asked me about it. And I figured it'd be good to talk about on the podcast because it's a scam. And it's this. It is.
Please join us for a scam this week on Voiceover.guru.
Be cautious of idiom talent. IDIOM.
I've heard of that place.
Yes. And they got me years ago where they say, we want to represent you. They reach out to you. And then they say, well, then you need to also sign up and subscribe to our sister website. And that's where your demos will live. And so you pay this monthly fee, like $14.99 or whatever. You're thinking, okay, this is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I got one audition in like a year.
They just got your $14.99.
Exactly. And then I was like, something's wrong. Something's off.
That's a neat idea.
Neat
Become an
idea,
agency, but don't really do it for a living. Just get money from people and sit in your living room.
Pretty much. So I just wanted to mention that, that if you do come across an agent of any kind who is asking you to pay.
No.
Then
you pay them when you get work.
Right. They should be taking money from you when you book a job.
Right.
That
Here's a dead giveaway. If a voiceover agent calls you and says, I want you aboard, but we're going to need headshots, and they're $2,439.
right.
Run, because they don't need pictures of you. So
they have a package deal for you.
Yeah. We'll do 2 profiles, 1 full shot, and a 3/4 on a deck.
Mm-hmm. Right.
With 2 tiki masks. There's so many people ripping people off today.
I know there really are. Now there are some agencies that are good agencies, and once you get on their roster and you get auditions, and they're sending you auditions, and then they might say we have a yearly maintenance fee or something, to pay.
Right.
And they'll maybe take it out of one of your jobs.
One of them has a thing where they charge you a little bit each year just to update their website with your new demos and things like that, which I have no problem with.
Right. Exactly.
That's fine. But you get $37.95 a month for nothing.
Well, I paid an agent who will remain nameless. I got the big marketing spiel, but I had good clients through them. So, it was a legitimate relationship. But then it was like, okay, we're going to do a marketing thing for you. And, $5,000 to do like this marketing thing where we're going to send out CDs and demos, and you're going to be on the list and da 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 da. So I'm always like, all right, you know what? I'm getting some great clients. I'm making really good money with this agent. Sure, I'll invest because it's my agent. You have that, and got nothing from it.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing is, if in a year's time I have no return, I'm not redoing it. Duh, right?
Yeah.
So then the following year, said agents came back and said, we want to do it again, and I refused. And he got angry. And he said,
how dare you give me $5,000 for absolutely nothing?
Yeah.
You.
He got angry that I didn't want to re-up, and then said, you make enough money that you could afford this. He named the client. He goes, you make enough money with this client that you could afford this. Should be nothing for you. So then I was like, okay, please don't tell me what to do with my money.
Right.
And secondly,
stuff it. Yeah. Oh.
So agent red flags. You do not want to go with someone that initially is asking for anything from you. I have a difficult time too. And I know some of the larger agencies, The big ones are like, look, if you're going to sign with us, we want a cut of everything you do.
No.
And I have such a tough time with
Only
that.
what you book for me. You're
Yeah.
not entitled because I did the work to get the other stuff.
Yeah.
Why do I want to pay you for that?
Yeah.
No.
And there are some agencies and they'll use the ploy of, well, we're going to get you into all these doors. And depending on where you are in your career, if you don't have many clients,
Right.
But there was a time when I was working in radio in New York City and the agent wanted a cut of that. My shift. Yeah. A cut of my union shift.
I'm sorry. I already have enough doors. You pay for the ones that you buy me. I'll close these in front of you if you don't stop. That's insane.
Yeah.
Someone we both know did that for a while and finally just said, I'm paying like $1,400 a month to this guy, but I'm not making that. He's just taking everything else I'm making.
Yeah, because you're still responsible for handing over that check.
Right.
Right.
And he said, I can't do it anymore. I went, I wouldn't have done it in the first place.
I know. So these are just things to watch out for.
You do have to take a chance. You do, I understand why he did it, but yeah.
I only contemplated it that one time years ago because the particular agent was going to get me in front of like major networks and it was going to be
right.
Like the next level of my career was going to be happening with that. And it was a legitimate New York agent. So at that point I was like, well, all right, maybe I'll, do it, but it didn't work out, thankfully, for other reasons. But yeah, that's what you have to watch out for.
I want you to be my agent, Linda.
I'm not a good agent.
Oh, okay.
You know why I'm not a good agent? Because it takes a lot of work. I don't have the patience for it. And then you negotiate with clients, and then you've got to follow up with your talent. It's tough enough now with the jobs that I do get.
You just go to Fiverr, the negotiating is easy. I'll give you $4. No, $6. No, $4. No, $6. How about $5? Okay.
Ooh, you drive a hard bargain.
Yeah. Of course. Now let me see. You get taxes taken out of that, and then you've got Social Security. A little bit on the side for health insurance.
So what are you netting? $3.50?
No, 97 cents.
I know.
Yep. Could you imagine writing the check to the IRS for a $5 job? I need 30% of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Okay. There was other things I wanted to talk about.
Yes. Have you had any bad experiences with agents? Obviously, not saying any names, but have you ever had something?
Yes, I almost believe it's the same one you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I did a gig, and I called him 2 months later, and I said, "Are you ever going to pay me?" And he was very upfront and honest, and said, "I'm sorry, I spent the money." And I'm on the phone like, what?
I'm sorry.
He actually said that. And I went, oh,
like,
okay. It was a really long silence. I believe it was 12 minutes. And I said, okay, so how are we going to fix this problem? And what did you buy? If it's a skateboard or something, I'm going to be really upset. But if it's food for the baby, send me some payments.
Right, right.
I always try to work it out. I'm dealing with somebody now, and he really is the only person in my career to have stiffed me. And
wow.
10 years later, he called, and I said, let me give the guy another chance. We did a couple of jobs together and went great.
Oh, no.
The last one I did in October, nothing.
Oh, no. You got stiffed again.
$1,400. And I keep sending him emails, and I sent him a mail. He's, I'm so sorry. And nothing.
Yeah. He spent it. He spent it.
He gave it to the other guy to pay me back.
Right. Well,
that's really the only trouble I've had. Everybody else, there are a lot of really nice agents out there who are conscientious. But I think this is leading us into what you wanted to talk about, that you guys have to remember out there, if you're just getting started and you get an agent like this, or 2 or 3 or 4, that, man, you're going to spend half your day deciphering these things that they send. And, okay, there's 7 parts, And, you need to read for all of them. Each one has a different character, need a different file. And sometimes it's hard to sit down and get it done.
Right.
You just go, oh my God, this is a lot of work.
It's involved, very involved.
It really is involved. And sometimes they don't give you how to say the name of the client.
Right. I know.
It's Hirschnovitz, and you got to call the client, the agent, and go, I'm sorry to bother you, but there nowhere in this description that's 4 pages long on how to read it is how to say the name of the client.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Smith. Oh, well, I'm glad I called.
Agents have a tough job, but that
yes,
being
they do.
said,
Yes, they do.
Do not bother your agent after you've done an audition.
Oh no, don't call them. No.
They will contact you if you
got the job. They'll call you.
Yes.
Don't call the agent. Say any news. Click.
Yeah, my early days, I would call. I was
me too.
Hi,
Me too.
that great audition I did. I think I did a really good job. And then I would go so far as to say, but I thought I did really well.
Yeah.
What do you think I did wrong?
I don't know. Click.
I had an agent run out on me as far as the business goes. Yeah, so she just disappeared, fell off.
Oh, I know who that. Yeah, I know that one.
You know this person?
I think so, because another one did that same thing, only she owed everybody money when she did it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but me.
Oh, that's right. I have been stiffed twice. Yeah, that was another one.
She definitely owed me for a big job, and I could not find her, couldn't get in contact with her, nothing. I wound up reaching out directly to the client.
That's what I'm about to do with this latest one. I'm going to call the client and say, excuse me. Hi.
And say, hey, did you guys pay? Because I've never heard. They were nice enough to send me a check and pay me directly.
Could we pause for just a moment?
What?
Why don't I have a voiceover guru hoodie?
Because you don't put your sign up. You have 2 t-shirts. You have 2 t-shirts.
I have 2 t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to get my own.
Which I haven't even.
And I'm going to spell gurus wrong.
Well, I could send you the link to order one.
Gooro.
You know what else I have too? I have a water bottle.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm all like merched out.
I had my car wrapped. It says voiceover gurus call now on the side door.
Hey, why not?
Why not?
I really like it. I mean, nobody buys anything, but I buy.
It's a smart card, so it's a very small sign, but
Well, see, the
I'm
good
kidding.
thing about having the merchandise though is that I have stuff that I can give people if they win the mock audition.
That's right. Like this week, I don't want to give it away, but it's a bowling ball. Wow. Yeah. Pre-drilled for someone else.
Oh, good. So quick story on that other woman though, that disappeared. So the client was nice enough to pay me, even though I think they sent her money. And then somehow like a year later, she showed up owning her own like nail salon or something. Like a completely different business.
Wow.
I know.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't know. It's a fickle business you got me into, Linda. Very fickle.
Now, New York agents, or any agent for that matter, when I was first starting out, it would be slow. I would contact them and go, why haven't I been sent anything? And I swear to you, they have a book that has like 500
Linda called
pages.
44 times.
No, it's a book that has excuses. And they go, hang on a second. Time of year, it's just really slow right now.
Right.
Oh, the union went on strike. Everything got thrown out.
Right. They're painting all the school buses.
Painting the school. I know. Every time I would get some, and I was like, this is what they do. Because they have to. They have so many people like me at the time that are like, why am I not working?
Yeah. I had another story about what I did today. It's just a lesson. It's one of those hunting shows that I do, and the woman I work with is just absolutely wonderful. She's fantastic. But we've gotten to the point now where they write it and build the film already before I even read it, because they've been working with me for so long that they know how fast I talk.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes she puts 26 seconds. The next one is 32. And it makes it a little bit harder because you're concentrating on that. If it's 28, then you start taking out breaths and moving things together, and it's still 26.5, and you got to re-record the whole thing. So I was working on that. And today somehow I skipped a 1-minute paragraph and a 2-minute paragraph because I was just looking for timings.
Oh no.
The file off. She goes, this is really short.
I like, because I missed.
She was wonderful about it. I mean, she's just hilarious. And she said, maybe it happened in the edit. And I said, or maybe it's the medication I take. Let me go look. Sure enough, I'd never recorded them.
You did?
Nope.
You just passed right over
I
them?
searched for them, but they were not there. And I said, I don't remember reading this. No. I skipped right over it. A paragraph this big. Skipped right over it.
It happens. It happens.
So, yep.
It's medication, JJ. You've been at this a long time.
I have. And I every now and then you just have days like that. That's all. And, most of them are not, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a busy day. I mean, I got a call from, somebody very early this morning, and then bam, I went right to work. I was 8:45. I was in here and reading against a Australian man. I don't do Australian well. Shrimp on the Bobby, who reads this thing about safety in hospitals.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, he's got one of those rebreathers on.
Rebreather?
Yeah, he never has to take a breath.
Oh, yeah.
He just reads from one end of the minute-and-a-half thing to the other without taking a breath, with an Australian accent.
Yep.
Don't do this. It's very bad for you, and the hospital will fire you.
That sounds
I
like
know that's British Julia Child on wine. I don't know, but
I did one on Friday. Yes, for a large bank.
Like how big? How many square feet? Like
it was large.
700? 800?
Large.
Oh, okay.
I won't say the project name since it's not finished, but I have to do.
How large? Like 2,000 square feet?
An explainer video, and
Okay.
they sent me, the producer who is in Germany sent me the scratch track and said, you have to match the speed. And it was a guy reading it. It wasn't like an AI, thank God, because that was like a couple weeks ago. He was so fast through it. And I'm like, and suddenly John goes, and I read it. And I'm like, okay. I said, you weren't kidding. I go, but to me, I'm like, okay, it sounds like crap, but that's okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Today I was doing a car spot with a company that always writes them a little bit long. And I they usually just take a line or two out probably.
Yeah.
First time I read it was 23. It was supposed to be a 15. And so then after that take, I got it all, I got it down to like 21. And then I said, okay, and here comes take 2. I will be doing this in one breath. Can you please call me an ambulance? And I went right into the read. And when I got done, I fell off the chair, this huge boom on the floor, and just silence. And I sent it to them.
I'm sure you got a chuckle out of it.
Yeah. He said, love the commentary between takes. Are you all right? Yes, I'm fine.
You know how to entertain, don't you there, JJ?
Well, you got to have some fun. It keeps them laughing. And I think that's an important part of them remembering you, as long as you're doing. And I was nice enough to do 2 takes. I did one at a normal speed and one at, dear God, help me.
Yeah.
And it was still 17.9.
Wow.
So
But
now
it's
they
good
can
'cause
take
you
out
give
less
them
lines.
options. Yeah, you give
Yeah,
them
you give them options. Exactly.
And that's what you
give them an option, no matter how fast it is.
Mm-hmm.
Always give them, because they can use part of both or take up less lines on the second take. Whatever. But try and be as professional as you can be in what they want. But if you can make them laugh a little too while they're doing it, it never hurts.
Yep, exactly.
I get a lot. Gosh, I really needed the laugh today. Thank you. I'm having a busy day. I'm going to cough now. Can you make a mark?
I usually make Oh my God.
Sorry.
Yowza.
Okay, well, you got any whiteout?
Yowza.
I'll just put it on the screen here. Wait a minute.
Matt was in a Zoom call, Zoom call.
Okay, there we go.
Some guy was, all of a sudden he's doing his presentation, and then in the background you just hear this guy go and the guy doing the presentation goes, Jesus, grab a tissue. I was like, oh my.
Have you ever sneezed in the middle of a read?
Not that I know of.
I did the first time the other day.
Really?
I was reading this longer script, and I'm reading, and all of a sudden, because I was fighting a cold anyway, and I'm starting to feel this, and I'm going, no, I'm going good here. No. And then we went to the store, achoo! And and of course you had to punch in and all that stuff and wipe the green stuff off. But first time ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better? You sound pretty good.
Yes, I feel much better again. It was a grandchild disease that I caught.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it'll last like 24, 36 hours. It'll last a week and a half.
Oh, wow.
Janine sounded like Louis Armstrong for about a week and a half. And I went, oh, good. I hope I get that part. But
you're
I
both
didn't,
okay.
thank goodness. I just got the nosy part. But yes.
Both okay. Good.
Yes.
Well, this was unusual. You and I just on our own. We've had people on our podcast for the last several episodes.
Yes. Yes.
Just you and me.
I know. I like that.
Which is nice.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else we want to say about helping the nice folks?
Helping the nice folks in regard to agents?
No, in just the business in general.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm pretty much spent.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Oh, we do have to sit down. We got to figure out June workouts because we don't have those. Did Sandy reach out to you on that?
Yes, and I told her I'm available all 6 Wednesdays, and she wrote back. She said there's only 3, and I went, I was only kidding. No, she laughed out loud.
Oh, I'm sure she did. So
said,
okay,
LOL.
Good. So we have to plan that because I've got a few inquiries about it. We're doing our mock audition tomorrow night. By the time you hear this, it would be done. But you just got to watch for.
No, wait a minute.
Wednesday night. Sorry. Mock audition.
I'm so confused. When is
tomorrow? Is our script breakdown class.
Right, but will they hear this show by then?
No.
Oh. Okay.
And because the summer is a little slow, it's our last script breakdown class till fall.
It's till after the Great Pumpkin comes or before?
No, before.
Okay.
Fall, August, September, we'll do it.
I'm not available that day, so just because the Great Pumpkin might come and I sit in the patch with Linus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like your shirt, by the way. It looks Hawaiian.
Thank you. Believe it or not, and you're not going to believe this, I made this.
Really?
Yes.
That's really nice.
Thank you. I brought
the material home. Why
wouldn't
I believe it? Because you sew.
Yeah, I do sew, but this is the first shirt I ever made, and it's stretchy material.
Nice.
Which is really hard to sew because as you're doing this, it's stretching, and your lines get crooked and stuff. But yeah, I got a pocket and buttons.
Wow.
I've had this shirt for 3.5 years.
And I've never seen
it's as good as new. It's just so much better than buying shirts at the store.
You're so fashionable, JJ.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Well, this wraps up another episode of the Voiceover Gurus.
But I don't want to go yet. I'm having fun.
Well, then you have to tell people what it is you want to tell them.
Bye.
What words of wisdom do you have?
Don't fart in an elevator.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
No. And if you do, get off at number 2 floor.
What?
Well, so people make it on. If one person farts in the elevator, everybody knows who did it.
Right.
Right. And yeah, so that's my inner thought for today.
God. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of farting, you know what's really fun? When you're doing a hard sell spot and you go right now. Oh, oh, shoot.
Well, you're alone though.
Well, I try and bring people in for stuff like that, but yeah.
You're alone, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
No one needs to know about it.
Right. Well, oh God, they do now, don't they?
Now they do because
all right. Well, I'm going to go to Walgreens and get a cork.
Great.
We'll talk to you next time.
On that note, yes, everyone have a great
I think that was a B flat.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for what a horrible way to end a show.
Yeah, and it's done.
Thank you. The end.
JJ.
Bye.
Oh, thank you, JJ.
Thanks for listening to the Voiceover Gurus podcast. Real talk about the voiceover industry. Learn more about us and get coaching at voiceover.guru.